Citizens, it's that time. You are officially in Alert Zone. Welcome to the Alert Zone TV. I'm the Wizard Uncle James. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, everybody. I noticed the glare in the camera. I'm the Wizard Uncle James. I would love for you guys and girls to become active citizens out here. Y'all already know how to do that. Shout out to everybody, because this is a worldwide movement. It's holiday time, whether you believe in it or not. Be safe. Here in America especially. Also, shout out to the residents of Springfield, Ohio. Unc is currently on location. I'm at the Garden Spoon service over here. I shouldn't be giving my location up like that, but nevertheless, I'm over here about to get unloaded. And I wanted to talk about something that I've been watching for a while and I've been trying to steer clear of, but we got to talk about this. Shout out to the president of Gun Freak Nation, T Electric, for talking about this. I wanted to talk about this Tren de Aragua, however you pronounce that. But I want to talk about that gang in particular because I've noticed a pattern. So I just seen the story of in the Dolphin Mall in Florida. A couple of guys was trying to beat up on one guy, and he stopped law enforcement, and the guys broke, and they caught one of the assailants, and he was 20 years old, a Venezuelan. He had his Tren de Aragua tattoo, and he had $1,200 worth of shoes he stole and what have you. That's not what caught my attention. What caught my attention is he shoved the police officer, and he lived. He didn't get beat up. Nothing. You know, if you got sensitive skin, if you one of these people that don't want to hear the truth, stop this video right now. Don't go no further. But for the rest of us who understand this, we need to have this discussion publicly. And I would be not doing my job if I didn't talk about this. With these guys in particular, they keep having these charges of attacking law enforcement. And yet, they live to tell about it. What is it about this particular gang that when they attack law enforcement, nobody gets tasered, nobody gets shot, nobody gets paralyzed? When you assault an officer under the law here in America, the officer has a right to defend themselves. Shoving a police officer, you ask any American citizen if they shove a police officer, what will happen to them? These guys have consistently shot at police, physically attacked them. I'll never forgive the New York Police Department. Excuse me. NYPD, you guys will never from this day forward ever convince me that a shooting of an American citizen was justifiable after y'all let them bastards beat y'all up in Times Square. And for some reason, you guys found all the restraint. Where's all that training y'all have? All that training that they tell y'all, they teach y'all how to get away with murder. These guys are literally kicking y'all in the heads in Times Square. No taser came out, no gun came out. No stick came out, no flashlight. All the stuff y'all use on American citizens, y'all not using it on them. Ladies and gentlemen of the Alert Zone, I want y'all to understand something. A lot of these guys and girls from these foreign countries, but especially when it comes to Tren de Aragua, they have family and friends in law enforcement. Their law enforcement must be told hands off of these people. There's no way you can have a physical altercation in California, New York, and Florida and they end out the same way. Across the country, when it comes to them, they take them in alive. These guys have an open green light on law enforcement here. Yet all of a sudden, law enforcement is restrained. All of a sudden, they know, well, let's try and reason with them. Let's take them in alive. Let's not use force. What is it about this gang that law enforcement across the country, when they come into contact with them, refrain from using any kind of brutal up into deadly force. When in New York City, Amadou Diallo was shot 41 fucking times for having a wallet in his hand up. Eric Garner was choked to death with his hands up in New York City. Yet these guys show up snatching purses, literally getting into shootouts with the police, and they living to tell about it. I say this, as a law-abiding citizen here in America, protect yourself. Don't depend on law enforcement to protect you. We are seeing this across the country, especially with the Venezuelans. All police departments must be told there's a handout policy with them. For those of you who never been to Tennessee, boy, looky here. That's all I'm going to say about the cops in Tennessee. Tyree Nichols happened in Memphis. They beat the crap out of a guy running from them. They just busted a whole bunch of them in Chattanooga. How come they took them in alive? How come they didn't beat none of them? These guys and girls have a policy, Tren de Aragua. Anytime they encounter law enforcement, to get physical with them. And they keep living. They keep going in unscathed. What is it about this particular gang that we, the American citizens, don't know? Now, I tell you, in my personal opinion, from being out there, from my young days, being around people into the life, those guys and girls got a lot of ties with law enforcement. You know, Richard Pennington was a police chief in New Orleans. And he took down one of the most notorious cops to ever walk the planet. Forget New Orleans, to walk the planet. Lynn Davis. And he said, we cannot stop violence and drugs on the street unless we get a hold of law enforcement. If we don't clean up the department, we can't clean up the streets. What is it that this keeps happening across the country? When it comes to them, they are, man, just something as simple as snatching your hand back from a cop in America can get you killed. Snatching your hand back and say, hey, what you doing? What you trying to arrest me for? What's going on? That'll get you killed here. These bastards are shoving. They are physically beating up police officers and shooting at them. And yet they're getting taken in alive. Most of them don't have a scratch on them. The one that got shot up there in New York City, that shot that cop, basically, that was almost like a one-off. The law enforcement actually shooting him. And they didn't shoot him 50 times either. Even though he shot an officer, they didn't kill him. What is it going on that these guys and girls are able to come to this country and publicly say, we have a green light on law enforcement? All you guys and girls in law enforcement like to talk about you like action and all that. You guys ain't nothing but cowards to most of y'all. Y'all only want to shoot and fight people that you know gonna comply with you. You got a bunch of guys and girls here now looking for the smoke and you're ducking it. They are physically bringing it to y'all. And you guys and girls are using every restraint possible. American citizens get killed for jaywalking. American citizens get killed for walking up the street. Hell, Botham John was sitting in his house eating ice cream and got killed. And yet these bastards are wreaking havoc on the street and you got restrained for them. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of here. In my personal opinion, there's a hands-off policy on these guys and girls. And besides that, a lot of these officers are brave until they have somebody that's willing to fight back with them. Another case in point, Uvalde. I told you, all that don't mess with Texas went out the door. When we watched in real time how that dude slaughtered those kids, and these officers was dressed like Call of Duty warriors with the shields and everything, and they refused to go in there and engage that guy and let them damn kids die. So don't tell me nothing about American law enforcement being brutal and all that, because now you got guys and girls that's looking for fights and you running from them. Yeah, it's easy to shoot Amadou Diallo when he got his hands up 40-something times, talking about I thought he had a gun. Yeah, it's easy to choke Eric Garner out when he got his hands up trying to stop a fight. Because you said he was selling loose cigarettes before. Our former officer Francisco Rivera, it's easy to hack up black folks getting off the bus during the pandemic because they ain't got a mask on when they complying. It's easy then. It's easy, Daniel Pantaleo, to beat up people that's complying. Officer Garriga, who just got 24 years down there in Florida, thank goodness, for messing with that child. That bastard got away with murder once, and he got away with punching the dude and busting his damn mouth open. It's easy to fight people who ain't gonna fight you back. Now you got a group of guys and girls who every time they get arrested is a physical altercation, but you're not doing nothing to them. Hit me in the comment section, let me know what you think. Until next time, stay safe, stay armed, get your firearms and protect yourself. Don't you depend on law enforcement. Stay on high alert.